You just opened Unreal Engine, you don't know what to do. But guys, it's okay, because I'm here to help you. I'm gonna show you how to make a fully functional 1v1 map that works, that is not the most advanced, it's simple, but it's ready for publishing. The first step we need to do is, of course, make a blank project. So, you've already installed Unreal Engine, you have Fortnite installed, you were probably playing it not that long ago, you probably thought, enough gaming, time to make some money, right? So we opened Unreal Engine, and we see this, and what we want to do is go to Island Templates and click, for example, for this video, I'm gonna press blank. Your project name, video 1v1. Whoops, 1v1, and we create. And here we are, has loaded already. Let me close this AI real quick, and we see we have a blank island. So that's how we do the first step. Of course, we want to make a platform where all the fighting will go. So for now we just have this grid. It's pretty big. I want to make it smaller. They are kinda 4 smaller pieces added into one. So let me delete these 3. Delete, press delete, and you see I have just one left right now. Let's move these spawners. We press on one, then hold shift, press on the second one, press W, so these arrows appear, and then we move it somewhere around the middle, something like that, yeah. So we have this grid right now. This will act as a base for our project. Next thing, ramps. We have just this block right here, but we want the ramps where people run off and they start build fighting and cranking. So let's add that. Let me just press content drawer right here in the bottom, click on Fortnite, and here we can search. So let me search, for example, ramp, and you see we have all these multiple ramps here. There's a lot of options that we can choose from. This one right here, I like it. It's pretty minimalistic and simple. So we drag it in, and you see we got a ramp now. When we click it, we press E, and you see we can rotate the ramp. So let me just rotate it in the direction I want. Click on the ramp again, Control C and Control V. It copy and pastes it. And now we press W and move the second ramp out of the way. And do the same thing by pressing E and rotating it in the right direction. Of course, nothing special, just 2 basic ramps, but if you're a beginner, this will do. The next step, spawns. You might say, but we already moved the spawns out of the way in the very beginning of the video. And yeah, you're right, we already got 2 spawners here. That's all we need. If it's a 1v1 map, you don't need more than 2 players on it, so we can work with these ones. So let's just move them out of the way, press on it, W, and move it a little bit further. Then press E, rotate in the direction you want, and do the same with the second one. Move it, rotate it, boom, that's it. Now for the spawner settings. We press on the spawner, and as you can see on the right there's details, and we want to customize that. Player team, any, use as island start, yes, visible in game, disabled. Player audio, no, respawn alive players, yes, we keep that. And that's pretty much it. There's not a lot to customize on the spawners, but we do the same thing with the second one. Visible in game, disable, and that's the only thing we need to change. So we got spawners, we got the platform, the base, and we got ramps. Now the second one, reset button. Now that's very important. You want players to reset builds. You don't want the builds to stay there. You want to just press the button, the builds are gone. And there are 2 steps to a reset button. First one is the button. We press the content drawer here where we searched for the ramp, and we search button. You see there are multiple buttons, but I'm just gonna take the first one. We drag it in and we have it beside the ramps. Let's just adjust it a bit so it's not on the ground, and rotate it so it faces the players. Maybe line it up a little bit so it's in the middle. I think that's solid. Okay, no, one more thing. We take the button, we press on it, and we press R so we can resize it. We can do it right here, or we can do it on the right where it says transform. We can take it and make it bigger with this slider function, or directly in the viewport you can resize it however you want. So I'm just gonna make it a bit bigger so it's easier to press, adjust it a bit, and boom, we have a button. The second step to the reset button, explosives. This is how the builds will disappear, how the builds will break. We search for explosive. See, we have explosive device. You want to take this one, and we put it in the middle of the ramps. Yeah, perfect. Now with the explosive device we need to change some settings. Can be damaged, no. Blast radius, the max. Blast damage, 0. We don't want the device to damage players. Structure damage, maximum. Knockback, none. Play audio, disable. Visible during game, disable. Show health bar, disable. And collision, we turn it off. So while the device is invisible, players can't run into it, so it's kinda transparent. And play audio, also disabled. Time until reset allowed, we can keep it to 1 second. Now here's the important part. User options and functions. Explode, we add an element. Now we search for button that we just added. Wait, oh, button. As you can see, we can select on interact. So whenever a player presses the button, the device will activate and explode and destroy the builds. And what I also like to do is go here a little bit down to reset, add a new element, button, and on interact. So when the button is pressed, the device explodes and at the same time it resets so it can be used again. Show interact keybind also off. Let's customize the button too. So we press on it, activating team any, trigger sound off, interaction text, let's say reset, and leave anything else as it is. The next step is weapons. So let's add a weapon wall in our project. Here in the upper menu, I'm gonna click this square, select shapes and cube, drag it in, and now let's resize it. Let's bring it up a little bit, make it wider, make it taller, and squish it. Just like that. I'm just gonna bring it a bit further so it's not in the way of anything. And now let's add the weapons. We go to content drawer and search for item placer, I believe it's named. Item placer, yeah, here it is. And place it in our project. Bring it up a little bit. In the object settings, we can select the item that we want. So let's say we add a shotgun. Add element. Here we search for shotgun. As you can see, we got all these options here. Pump shotgun, for example. Legendary. And as you can see, we now have the guns model in the game. We can also rotate it the same way as we did with stairs and all the other objects. We press E, and then we can rotate it in the way that we want. Also, if you don't like the look of the model, change it here in the item placer settings, visual style, and then you can pick whichever you want. The model, which I have right now, icon, is just a flat object, or icon camera facing, which means it will face the camera all the time. Video, I will keep the icon one. Just rotate it again so it faces the wall like this, and align it with the wall itself so it seems like the weapon is on the wall. And you see we got a weapon now. Now in the item settings, what we want to change is can be damaged at game start off, play audio, turn it off, allow respawn on, respawn time set it to 0. And that's it for the items settings. Now we can press Ctrl C and Ctrl V, which will duplicate the item, move it out of the way and place it right next to our pump shotgun, and pick a different weapon now. Let's say a SCAR. So we search for assault rifle and we look for the weapon that we want. Here it is, assault rifle L5. I'm gonna pick this one. See, we got a gold SCAR. And now follow the same process and add as many weapons as you want. And guys, you do the same thing with shields. You press on the item placer, search for shield potion. It has all of the items that are in the game. It's not only weapons. You can also resize the items, guys, if they are too big or too small. Weapon wall is done. So what I will do now is I will make it so it fits the white wall that it's on. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hold shift and select all of the items that I just added here, and I'm gonna press W and move them all together about in the middle like that. And now I'm gonna press on the wall behind it, press R and resize it so it fits. Yeah, that seems pretty solid. And if you guys want to get rid of those squares that are around the items, you can press the letter G, it will show you how it looks in game. So without those lines, without the devices that we hid. So you press G, the lines disappear. The G key also works if you press on an object and these arrows don't pop up. So if you ever come across the issue where you press on an item and you can't move it, you press the letter G and the arrows will pop up. So that's for our weapon wall. Next step, zones and teleports. And here we have mutator zone and teleporter. So what this will do, whenever a player will fall down, he will enter a mutator zone and teleport right here next to the ramps. So what we're gonna do is going to go to content drawer and search for mutator zone. We take it, I placed it, and it didn't show up and I was confused, but I pressed the G key and it's here. So that's a great example of what I talked about just before. So we're gonna align it in the middle. We don't need to be 100% precise, just take a guess and place it around the middle and move it under the platform so the players can't touch it while they are fighting. Maybe a little bit lower, yeah, like this, so it's under our platform. Now in the mutator settings, zone width maximum, zone depth maximum. Enable VFX, turn it off. Allow building, turn it off too. Turn off allow editing, enabled on phase always. And for now that's it for the mutator settings. Now let's add a teleport. We search for teleporter, here it is. We take it, place it next to ramps, bring it up a bit, and in the teleporter settings, rift visible, turn it off. Turn off play visual effects. Play sound effects off, conserve momentum off, and here's the important part. So here in the teleport section, we add an element and we search for mutator zone that we just added. We select it and we pick on player entering zone. So whenever a player enters the mutator zone, he will teleport back here. We save all of it and move on to the next one. Next step is barrier device. So what this device will do is it won't let any players outside, so we're gonna place a barrier. We search for barrier device, the first one. We take it and we place it around the middle, something like this. And make sure that the bottom is below our platform. So you see like I have here, the red contour is under the ground, like this. You can even put it a little bit lower, like this, just to make sure that the bottom is not above the ground. Align it a bit. I'm a perfectionist. I want it to be exactly in the middle. So in the barrier device settings, what we want to do is put the depth to something like, I'll put 70, width also 70, and height also 70. And make sure that your zone shape is set to hollow box. Turn off collide with camera because that's annoying. So now you guys see we have this box around our platform that won't let players out of it and keep everyone inside. Let's save it. We are ready to test it out. Okay, now one more thing before we test it. This platform is too big. So let's press on it, press R and make it a bit smaller. Align it in the middle. So we made it smaller. I like this better. So let's save everything. We need to configure the island settings. Let's press search and search for island settings. Yeah, here they are. In the mode, max players will go with 2. Teams, free for all. Team size dynamic, total rounds 1. There will be no rounds in this game mode. There will be just 2 people fighting. No rounds. Island matchmaking, party choice, minimum players, let's put 1. In the game start section, I like to put it to auto start, 45 seconds. Game start countdown, let's put it to 5. Or start at max players, yeah. Spawn location, spawn pads, respawn time 1 second. Also, we want to click this override spawn immunity time so we can customize this option. This determines for how long the player will be invincible when he spawns. So let's put it to 3 seconds, for example, so the player can be killed instantly. Down but not out, we turn it off. Eliminated players' items, keep. Health granted on elimination, maximum. Player elimination audio, I like to keep it off. Now in the player section, locomotion preset, we want to press to custom and turn on fall damage. Well, that's by choice, but I like to turn it on. Jump fatigue, turn it on. Allow slide kick, allow hurdle over jumpable object. In the shields, starting shield percentage, we turn it up to 100. Allow building all, Allow to edit default. Now, this is very important. Building can destroy environment. We want to check this off. In the inventory, we press infinite consumables, infinite building resources, infinite reserve ammo, grappler fall damage immunity, I like to turn it on. Start with pickaxe, yes. Environment damage, player built only. Structure damage, enemy and self built. In the ambience you can change the time of day. Let's put like 12 p.m. For the scoreboard, I like to keep eliminations. First scoreboard column, eliminations. And also display career scoreboard so it shows career eliminations. Just a interesting feature to have. And I think that's it, guys, for the island settings. We press save. Always remember to save everything you've done. Always press save. And up here, press launch session. And now we wait for Fortnite to launch and we will see what we have. And here's our map, guys. So guys, you see, I already caught some errors here. We can destroy our builds. So let's change that. We go back to Unreal Engine, and in the outliner we search for island settings. So here in the island settings, let's search for pickaxe destruction. As you can see, we have it on none, so that's the error. Pick the default option. We save, and up here we now push changes, so it takes effect. What this will do is update the session that we're in right now and fix the issue that we just solved. And now let's see if it works. Yep, we fixed the issue. We can take all of the weapons that we want. You see, everything works. We have infinite ammo, but just this ugly barrier device that we will fix right now. We press end game, and now we go up to the barrier device. Press F, we can change its color here. So let's pick invisible. Okay, let's start game. And just like that, no more ugly barrier device in the background. Let's see if the teleport function works. Yeah, we jump off the map and we teleport right back to this place. Now let's test if the reset button works. I've built some 90s. Let's test it. Reset. Boom. The builds are gone. Let's test it again. Reset. Everything seems like it's working. Thank you guys for watching. You can ask me questions in the comments. I will try to answer them as best as I can. And let me know what tutorials you would want to see next. I also build maps for others, so let me know. Maybe I can help you out and make you your first map. See you guys in the next one.